You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest.
There's something in the air, the dream of life in love, with minds at rest in prayer, sparking joy we're in awe. No matter where your path has been or time will somehow flies, like souls will come home again, true friendship ever thrives. Is this where the magic happens? Can you feel the hearts revealed right now in you and me? The secret is wherever we are. There's something in a smile that can turn a day around. Moments so worthwhile when we find common ground. No matter what the day might bring, right here we can align, knowing that we will be seen as perfect, whole, divine. This is where the magic happens. Let's feel all the hearts, close to me and me to you. The secret is wherever we are. So meet me where the magic happens, feeling all the hearts ignited now in you and me. The secret is wherever. The secret is whenever. The secret is together we are.
There we are. Good morning, St. George. I'm Bill Smith, and I am pleased and privileged to be your host today for this Centers for Spiritual Living Sunday celebration. Um, I have to say, happy Labor Day weekend. Hopefully, you're all enjoying it. And welcome to September. Where has the year gone? But we're here, and that's all that matters. We have a very good presentation for you today, and I hope that you all will enjoy it. Just a couple things before we launch into that. I want to talk about our purpose and our vision and our mission. Let's start with the purpose. Our purpose at Centers for Spiritual Living St. George is to love, teach, guide, and support a spiritual community in creating and living a life they love, using science of mind and spirit, principles, and practices. Our vision is that Centers for Spiritual Living St. George is a community-focused center, actively living, sharing, and nurturing its members and our friends so that all may live their best lives. And the mission, kind of how that happens, is that we are an open, inclusive, and evolving spiritual community that supports its purpose and vision through the following 6 ways. 1, through sacred wisdom celebrations, like we're doing right now, empowering and transformative education in our classes, youth and young adult programs, dynamic music ministry, as you'll hear from Alan Stanley in a minute, community inreach, and community outreach, things that we feel are very important. All right, let's move on to today's service team. Back in the background, making everything work and connecting all the dots for us is our tech, and she is Marina Anderson. She is also our core council president. I'll be hosting today. Alan Stanley will be handling the music duties, as he always does in such a fine way. And Sue Fulmer, one of our religious science practitioners, will be handling our invocation and the reading. She's doubling up today. And our talk will be from our own senior minister, Reverend Joe Kovach. Looking forward to all that. And now we're going to bring on Alan, who's going to entertain us for a little bit.
So Thank you, Bill.
Alan, where you at?
Well, I'm right here. I'm in St. George. This is my kitchen.
Well, actually, I was trying to give you a witty introduction to your song title.
Okay, I just reversed all that. I'm going to sing Here I Am by Michael Gott. And we're all going to relax a little bit and sing and hum along if you'd like to. And then Sue's going to come in and offer our invocation, and then we'll continue a little bit more after that. So just sit back and relax and sing along if you'd like to. This is a great tune. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be.
Join with me for this moment of prayer, realizing the power of prayer. We use in CSL, we use affirmative prayer, and that's praying as if it already is and that we believe. And as we believe, so it is. Please join with me as I pray in the first person, and this includes all of us as one. And so I breathe and I recognize the presence of spirit, the presence of universal intelligence, Mother, Father, God. And I know that spirit resides in me and in each of us as magnificent creations of our Creator, the One. Today, I recognize this meeting, this service to celebrate together the CSL truths and principles. I am grateful for this philosophy. I am grateful to gather together with like-minded people in thinking positive thoughts, positive truths, and in creating peace within our own hearts, within our world, within our country. And it certainly is a time that we call down the peace as a blessing from the heavens, knowing that the internet takes our message to those who are seeking, to those who are wanting to listen to this uplifting message. And we're grateful for our minister, Reverend Kovach. Reverend Joe put so much preparation into our message, into our purpose and our mission. And we're grateful for the leadership in this organization. Today we gather with our hearts and listen and do our parts in making this possible, that peace is within. I end and ask you to join with a confirmation, and so it is. Amen.
So it is. Amen. Thank you, Sue. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. And Sue's back to read for us.
Thank you, Alan. I will be. And here I am. For the reading today, I would like to share a quote from the Science of Mind Daily Guides, appearing on August 14th by Reverend Christine Green. She says, "Whenever we declare our highest intention, unwanted emotions show up to be healed. Unless we are aware of this fact, our experience can be discouraging and disappointing. The process is a type of spiritual preparation, cleaning out the old feelings so our new intention can shine through." She said the first time that she declared joy as her purpose, she cried at least once a day for 60 days. I've noticed that, especially after attending a very spiritual meeting or conference or session online, where I make a great intention for change, all hell breaks loose. Reverend Green continues, "Claim a divine ideal for yourself: joy, love, peace, harmony, clarity, unity, or wholeness." I really like those ideas. Choose one for yourself. Think about it today. Joy, love, peace, harmony, clarity, unity, wholeness. I choose joy, love, and peace, especially right now with all the upset in the world and here in the U.S. with our electoral season. I'm going to focus on peace as that's part of our CSL focus for the month of September. I'm going to remember what Reverend Green said as she finished her column. Know that this ideal is already working in its way into your thinking, into your speaking, and into the cells of your body. Just be patient. There may be a little spring cleaning that has to be done first. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Sue. Boy, in spite of it all is well. So this is Eddie Watkins Jr. song, our jazz blues player from Detroit. And Eddie, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind I put a little rockabilly in it. So here we go. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday's mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. Hey, don't it feel good to know all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness are yours and it's mine. I am loved and so are you. Hey, don't it feel good to know all is well and unfolding as it should? All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. I am clothed by the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My throat still is fine. I am blessed and so are you. Hey, don't it feel good to know all is real and unfolding as it should? All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. Let's do that one more time, we think. All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. All is well, and unfolding as it should.
Thank you, Alan. And indeed, all is well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, and now it is my pleasure to introduce our, first of all, before I bring on our Reverend Joe Kovach, we're going to talk about the month of September. In September, we have a new theme, and I'm happy to announce that our new theme is Rising from Pieces. Well, actually, it's Pieces into Peace. And so today's talk is going to be Rising. And so I will bring on Reverend Joe Kovach now. And
hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm kind of like you. Unbelievable that it's September already. But enjoying the moment. I love that music and the reading, and all is truly well. And I appreciate the introduction.
All right, come on and do it.
Good morning, St. George, or wherever you are at, my beloved community. Good morning. And maybe when you're watching this, it might be another time. So just good day, good evening, and good night. Going back to, what was that movie? I'm liking the movie, Jim Carrey. It is September 2024. And we keep, the theme, I think, is time is moving fast. It feels like it's moving fast. And my intention is it's moving fast because we're in a higher vibration, which means going back to Alan's perfect song, all is well and unfolding as it should. And I want to stop and pause and thank our newest member of our community, Reverend Rachel Dilling, for her beautiful talk last week. I'm so happy that she's chosen to join us. And maybe I should make that a point that she chose to share her wisdom, her talents, her abilities with our community. She loves where we're headed. She likes a challenge of growth, and she believes in our purpose, vision, and mission. So all is truly unfolding as it should. So thank you, Reverend Rachel. I appreciate you, and you know that, and I love you, and you know that. So pieces into peace. And as always, life assisted me in creating a talk this week. And particularly today, the topic is rising from pieces to peace. So obviously this month, we're going to talk about falling apart, coming together, but most importantly, that eternal infinite peace that is in this infinite moment, that it is always available. It is our truth. And for most people, I'm going to just kind of reach out and say it's what we're seeking. And we don't know it's available for us. And we're going to talk about that and why. And we don't know what we don't know, which is why we come to places like this. We listen to other inspiring people or podcasts, or we listen to talks, or we read books. And I just want to remind us that which we call sacred or spiritual wisdom is not just found in ancient texts. It is everywhere around us, just like the peace that we're seeking. And even if we have peace, we may not see that peace manifesting in the global community. Yet it is there, and we are moving as we should. Everything is spiritual. And again, that wisdom, that peace, that joy, that beauty that Sue talked about in her reading is available. It's right now. And there are some simple tools, practices that we can use in our daily lives that will assist us to first discover that it's there and then amplify it, because it's an infinite feeling. There is no limit to the joy or the peace that we can experience. And as our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says, the peace is always at the center of our own soul. And again, what is important about this is that we can only experience it within. We can see it happening without, but that's not going to happen unless we're open to it within as anyway. So peace, unconditional peace, right? Often we hear that word unconditional with love. But the truth is, at the center of us at any time is unconditional peace of life unfolding itself. Life is constantly in harmony. No matter what seems to be changing on the inside, truth of God, of spirit, is a constant. It is oneness. It is peace. It is harmony. It is flow, right? And it's available in this very moment. Now, one of those simple tools I talked about, let's do it right now. Let's just pause. Let's take a breath with the conscious intention to feel peace. Okay? So breathe with me or breathe on your own. So hold it. And feel your body shift. Allow it to shift. And if you have to do it again, if you have to do it 3 times, if you have to do it for 10 minutes, this is what invites the peace that is already existing within us to be felt by us. Right? In essence, this simple practice is like a life hack, especially for me. There's so many times that I can feel within me that I get caught up in this high energy and this rush, and this do, or just the kind of chaos in our circumstances going around. And it's so often now, because I've done it so time, I'm like, oh, I recognize that feeling. And breathe. That allows me to just settle into myself, into my best self. And so part of understanding, I think many of us could give many definitions of what peace is. And of course, we're going to this month talk about how to cultivate this inner peace that is us. And at the same time, I think it's going to be important to talk about what is not peace. And what is not peace is sometimes more easily noticed in our awareness, even more easily felt within our body temples, because unfortunately, we tend to practice that more than we practice and recognize peace itself. So I'm going to read to you a bit from our founder, Holmes. I didn't put it up in quotes. I just want you to listen to it. And this is from an article he wrote called "The Peace That Conquers." And he wrote this back in 1954. And here's what he says. He says, "You and I know that no matter how confused we are, if we will get by ourselves long enough and think peace, we shall become peaceful. Peace is a divine reality at the heart of God. It is an announcement of the presence of God, and God is peace. Peace I leave with you, my peace give I unto you. Not as the world giveth, do I give unto you." Now he's taking that part from a biblical passage. "Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." And he says that this is what Jesus and what Gandhi understood. This is the only thing that will bring peace on earth. He says, so we want peace on earth, then let us pray for peace in our hearts. Let us affirm peace in our minds. Let us live as though peace were the mandate of God, because it is. Right? So it is. When we say it's the mandate of God, we're not talking about a God sitting on its throne dictating rules and regulations. It's the mandate of God, because this is what God is. This is what spirit is. When we are living life and we are feeling it, right? We're in that state of flow. We are naturally at peace. We don't have to look for it. We don't have to strive for it. As a matter of fact, because we're being it, we may not even recognize it's there, because, when you're in that place, you're just in it. You're living from it. And everything around you shows up and shows us exactly what's going on. When things are in the flow, we're like, whoa, that was easy. Whoa, I avoided that without even realizing. This is the harmony that peace offers. But going back to what I said in the beginning, sometimes it takes experiencing not peace to have an awakening, to move us through an area that we were comfortable but not growing, right? And it's often in these times when, how did Sue say it? All hell breaks loose, that we kind of handle it by default thinking. In other words, we have these programs, our thoughts, our beliefs, and how we're going to react or respond to life. And when life shakes us up, if we're not well practiced, and sometimes even if we are, we tend to see as life happening to us. And when we're in that mode, we get defensive. We find ourselves maybe angry, maybe frustrated, definitely upset. And some of us may even have the opposite. When things get kind of chaotic, we may just go within and be really, really quiet, and not in not in a life-affirming way, but we allow that fear to creep in and make us feel belittled and small and like victims. When we're in not peace, it's really easy to react to a situation because we're triggered. And if we're not aware of what we're triggered, then we're blaming what's happening on the outside of us. Now, that doesn't make what's on the outside of us any less real. Please let it be clear that we don't believe in illusions that, in essence, aren't real, in the sense of, Ernest Holmes always said, if you have a broken arm, you take care of the broken arm. Yes, we know we come from wholeness, but we're not spiritually bypassing. What is in the moment, but we recall the truth of life. That's what allows what's in the moment to shift into what we call truth, or a higher level of knowing that which is spirit. And so it can be very, very difficult, especially when we're in the midst of surrounding ourselves as victims. And I know this very well because I lived a great deal of my life in victimhood and didn't even know it. Why? Because we don't know what we don't know. And so as we feel a victim, which means, again, that we see life happening to us, that we are not in control of anything, more or less including ourselves. And then because of this victimhood, that means we have limited thinking, limited beliefs, negative self-talk, right? We talk down about ourselves, right? It's any wonder at all that we can shift our lives into something that is better, which the shift in consciousness is life happening to me to life happening by me. That's the next step, which gives us more of a sense of empowerment. Okay, I'm in control of myself now. I see this thing happening outside of us. And so in order to change what's happening, we have to allow ourselves first to recognize the narrative that is happening within our own minds, the stories that we're telling ourselves. And one of the best things that we could do after we pause and breathe is to realize that we're the ones holding the pen and writing our own life, our own narrative. It's not someone else. Joel Goldsmith, in his amazing book, The Infinite Way, he says, begin your spiritual life with the understanding that all conflicts must be settled within your consciousness. Okay, so it's something that, again, we do within ourselves, not that we can't get help. And I want to stress, because so often in New Thought, it feels very individualistic, and in one way it is. But I must remind us that we are part of a greater whole. So it's not just us separated from everything else, but we are a powerful center of divine mind, as is everyone else. And we are all affecting each other because there's only one happening. Now, Buddha from Buddhism said it in a different way. If I can get my slide to change. He says, when the inner conflict ends, peace begins. Now that sounds simple, right? So one of the ways to begin to bring peace into our lives is to simply identify what the not peace is. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And this can be a very scary time. I had a great opportunity this week. Let me just say, my place of work is challenging. That's the word I'm going to use. It's challenging. And at least sometimes when you're in a place that is challenging, you can go somewhere within that and find someone who's like sees the brighter picture. And right now, I haven't found anybody because everybody seems to be unhappy. Now, that may be a globalization, right? And I'm looking for someone to say something positive, but here's the thing. I'm looking and I'm not finding and experiencing it because I'm not at peace within. I have to work on me first to be receptive. I know it's there. I know I can enjoy going to work again and focusing on the children and focusing on the fact and coming from a place of empowering not just the students, but everywhere I go. And I was able to do that previously. So what about now that I feel is keeping me from this peace? This is the inner work. Yet when I struggle with that, I call upon my prayer partner. I call upon others that I know can support me in raising my consciousness and identifying that trigger so that I can release it and go back to experiencing that peace. One more time. Let's pause and breathe. Okay. Now, I think I do have a slide. So pause and breathe. I'm going to read the definition of peace that we can find in the Science of Mind textbook glossary. And what I'm going to ask you to do is just, if you don't mind, close your eyes or just get really comfortable with yourself. Let's take a few breaths to center ourselves. And then I want you to allow these words to flow into your consciousness and let them be. Again, these are Dr. Holmes's words. He says, peace, a state of inner calm, an inner calm so complete that nothing can disturb it. The peace which comes only from the knowledge that it is all. Fathomless peace is meant by the peace of the Spirit. This is the peace to which Jesus referred when he said, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. The infinite is always at peace because there is nothing to disturb it. A realization of our oneness with omnipresence brings peace. The peace which is accompanied by a consciousness of power. Breathe one more time. Now that is a definition of peace that I can get behind. That just reading that again, because I've been reading this all weekend, I feel it settle within me and everything shifts. Now I want to share a story with you that might help this idea of bringing what is not peace into what is peace. And it's called A Portrait of Peace. There once lived a king who announced to prize the artist who would paint the best painting depicting peace. Many great painters sent the king several of their best art pieces. One of the pictures among the various masterpieces was of a calm lake, perfectly mirroring peaceful, towering, snow-capped mountains. Overhead was blue, clear sky with fluffy clouds. The picture was perfect. Most of the people who viewed the pictures of peace from various artists, thought that it was the best among all of them. But when the king announced the winner, everyone was shocked. The picture which won the prize had mountains too, but they were rugged and bare. There was a sky, but the sky looked very angry. There was even lightning flashes from the dark clouds. This did not look peaceful at all. It looked like the artist had mistakenly submitted his painting depicting a storm rather than peace. But if anyone looked closely at the painting, you could see a tiny bush growing in the cracks of the rock. And in this bush sat a mother bird who had built her nest there. And in the rush of the angry weather, the bird sat there on her nest in peace. The king explained for his choice that peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise or trouble or hard work. Peace means to be in the midst of all of those things and still be calm in your heart. That, he said, is the real meaning of peace. So what he's saying again is this peace does not mean that everything is just hunky-dory, that everything is seemingly, as we would define it, perfect. This real peace is our state of mind not the state of our circumstances, right? Like the mother bird in her nest, despite what was going on around her, in that moment, she was safe. She was taking care of her and her little birdies, right? And this story helped me get through and helped me continue to work on recognizing that no matter, just like at work, what was going on, it was turmoil, it was chaotic, things just don't make sense. And that is in essence factual. That is what it seems like to me. And yet, the more I practice pausing and breathing and calling in my mind peace, and in my mind seeing myself and feeling that peace in spite of what was going around on the outside, then I did experience peace. And amazingly, things began to shift first within me. I felt better. Nothing on the outside had changed, but I felt better. And this is the journey. Now, when I felt better, I was able to allow that positive energy to flow through my office. And that affects, of course, them if they're willing to, right? And this is the work that we do. First, initially by ourselves. And that doesn't mean we can't get in a group and work on it together, right? That's in essence what we do when we're in classes and workshops, and even right now. Rumi, oh, you know what? I did put that up. So I'm going to leave that up just for a second, in case you want to see that. Thank you, Marina, working in the back. Go ahead. That's good. I'm just going to leave it up. That was the definition that is found in the Science of Mind Glossary of Peace. That is what I just read. I did put it up. I'm glad we didn't put it up right away, because then you're going to be reading it when I ask you to receive it. So you can always come back and take a look at that again, or to snap a picture. I'm sure many people you are doing that. Technology is a wonderful thing. All right, moving on to Rumi. Oh, and I guess what? I didn't include Rumi's quote, so I'm just going to read it. He says, all your anxiety is because of your desire for harmony. Now listen, he says, seek disharmony, then you will gain peace. So it sounds backwards. Seek disharmony, and then I get peace. Because once we figure out the disharmony within ourselves, like I said in the beginning, we identify it and we go, oh, that's what, in essence, I'm saying is keeping me from peace. Now I got it. Now I switch my power. I don't give that disharmony my power anymore. I shift power back into where real power and true power is. The way I look at this, what came to me during the week of an example of this is a puzzle. A classic puzzle, let's say it has 500, 1,000 pieces. And when we take it out of the box and we just drop it on the table, you know, it is a chaos. There's all these individual things, and we feel like we have to know each one in the moment, or else we're never going to put it together. And even if I'm at peace in the beginning, can I stay in peace while I just get frustrated because I can't find that one piece I need? Yet in the back, before we even start, there's a picture. We know there must be a picture. And when that picture is together with all the pieces, it's in harmony. Now on the box cover, that picture is already in harmony. So in my mind, it's kind of like the picture that we hold in our own mind of what it is that we're looking to experience. What is the picture of peace that I can start with, and then begin to take the individual pieces that show up in my life and say, this is a piece of the puzzle of my peace. And maybe this is not what I'm looking for. So it kind of helps us to choose, become aware, to be mindful, intentional of what we're calling peace, of what we're allowing in our lives and our energy as peace. Yes. And when the funny thing is even if we get to complete that picture, that elevates us to a new level, in essence, of seeing things in perspective, and we start over again. Now, we started off sharing with a simple tool of pausing and breathing, and I would be remiss to not include what Sue already brought to our awareness, which is the way that we choose to pray, which is affirmative prayer. Now, I'm not going to go deep into this, but I'm going to let this up, and so you understand there's certain steps that we choose to take. Now, you don't have to. This is not a dogma. This is a practice, meaning if you don't do it this way, you're not praying well. If you are a practitioner or a spiritual coach, we do seek that we train and ask ourselves, we follow this process. And the first step is recognition. And what are we recognizing? We're recognizing the wholeness and oneness of God. And this is very simple, that everything that is happening, God is in back of, God is expressing in and through and as. Now, unification, unify means I am that. I am that I am, as it says in the Bible. What am I that? I am, if God is everything, then there's nothing outside of that which is God. Therefore, somehow, some way, whether we can define it or not, that I am within or as an aspect of the divine. So I unify that. If there's only one mind, then my mind is connected and as that one mind. Now, the third step is where we speak from our desired good. If it's peace that we're looking for, then I speak of that peace knowing it is happening right now. Just like in the puzzle piece, I know there's a picture of that. And that if I focus on it, if I work at it long enough, it will become a reality in this here and now moment. So you speak of whatever brings up good feelings of that which you're looking to happen in the here and now. I'm so grateful for this happening now. I'm experiencing peace within my life. All things are showing up roses. Whatever the term is that brings you that connection, that's good. Now, the fourth step is thanksgiving. We're saying thank you right now to the divine because we know it is law, that if I plant that seed in fertile ground, it must grow and manifest. And so I'm saying thank you now. Even before that seed breaks through the soil of, I may not even know what I'm looking for or how peace is going to show up. That's not my domain. I just wait for it to peak. And that peak is that feeling of spirit within us. And we're grateful now. And then I let it go. Because I don't know, I am not necessarily in control of the how fast things happen. I am and I'm not, and it's complicated, but I am in the sense of I'm just going to focus on it knowing that divine right action, divine right power is happening. So as you pray as spirit. Pray as the power. And if you don't feel powerful, that's okay. Use the words that connecting. Start where you're at. That is never wrong. Okay. So this is a beautiful tool. And we will have classes upcoming to in depth look into why we have this as our functioning process of affirmative prayer. So that's a second tool. We have pause and breathe, right? We have becoming aware, which allows us to become aware of the triggers that are happening around us that are not peace. We can pause and breathe again to recognize the peace within us and then move into prayer to, in essence, plant that new seed of the divine within us. And then, just like we said, this is affirmative prayer, we can use simple affirmations to anchor this anytime we want, right? It may not be a great time to try to pray while there's heavy traffic and whatnot, but I can say a simple affirmative line that feels good with me over and over and over and over, like a song. And maybe they are words to a song that makes me feel good, that shifts my consciousness from giving the power to what's happening to the power that I am and God is. Now, to this week's affirmation literally comes from Dr. Holmes' book, This Thing Called You. And basically, I want to put in there, when you feel like you're confused, angry, triggered, right? Stop, breathe, listen to that inner calm, okay? And then this is the affirmation I'm going to ask us to say for this week. And notice, it's simple, but if you allow it to be, it'll have a profound effect within ourselves because we're speaking to the innate harmony that is within us. So let's say, I am surrounded by peace. I am immersed in peace. There is nothing but peace. Peace, deep, calm, undisturbed. And I love the word unconditional. So I might even change this a little bit. Unconditional peace, deep, calm, undisturbed. So, my friends, we all have our opportunity to look around to certain areas of our life where all we can see are the pieces. We want wholeness. We want peace. That starts with some very simple tools that we just shared today, and relying on your spiritual community. We're here to serve you. We have many spiritual coaches that understand this process. If you've never done it, it is a transformative process that will begin the shift within your own consciousness, because our spiritual coaches, practice knowing this truth, especially when others, I can't see it. So this is why I have a prayer partner that prays with me, and in essence for me daily, to help recognize this one mind that is perfect, whole, and complete. So let's bring this to a close. And as I pray, I ask you to let my words be your words, knowing that this is all one life being expressed. And let us give gratitude in this moment, right now, for the ability to pause and breathe and focus on the love of life that is expressing, the peace of joy that we can feel within our body temples, the peace of mind as our mind settles, and that we allow the highest and best life-affirming thoughts within our minds, and don't even fathom the other ones because they are not in the same energy. We're not thinking about what's not happening. We know the truth. And then we see ourselves in this moment. We're declaring that we are the truth. We are peace and peaceful. We are that joy and joyful. We are love of life and loving. And we are empathetic as we assist others who we can recognize are not in that place that we are. But we know that is their truth, as I know it is the truth of all, including myself. What I know to be true is that everything that is happening truly within my body temple, within my consciousness, within the community around me, within the community of CSL St. George, within the entire world, within this universe, at the heart is peaceful, is joyful, is the highest and the best of life, expressing and evolving and expanding infinitely. This brings me peace. And so it is. Namaste.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Joe. That
My
was
pleasure.
an excellent talk. I particularly liked the way you reminded us that peace has its greatest value when we're in the storm, or when we're in the chaos, or as Rumi put it, when we're in that disharmony.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big takeaway for me. Thank you.
Absolutely. And of course, we invite everybody to join us afterwards for our conversation and continue this wonderful talk of pieces, sometimes in peace.
Absolutely. We'll be there on Zoom. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. What a riveting talk. Thank you, Reverend Joe, again. So now we have a few announcements. The first one is that if you have a prayer request, we have practitioners on staff here, myself included, who would love to hear your prayer request. And we do this very often. And as soon as we see that prayer request, we pass it around to the ministers and the other practitioners in our practice, and you get prayed up. Where you can do that is on our website, and go to the About page, and there will be a little picture of each of the practitioners there and a bio, and just click on one of them, send us an email, and the whole chain starts. Second announcement is our next in-person service is 1 week from today, September 8th, next Sunday. We'll be at the Masonic Lodge, and same time as online. The third one is Switchpoint is having a school supply drive, and we support Switchpoint in many ways. One way that we can support them now and help them support others, particularly school children, is to bring some donations, some school supplies, crayons, paper, backpacks if you have, those kind of things, that the kiddies could and use in their schools, would be greatly appreciated. And just bring them to our in-service next September 8th, which is next Sunday. And again, another reminder that we will have our Zoom conversation today shortly, in about 10 minutes at noon. Abundant prosperity. Abundant prosperity is not only the thing that keeps CSL St. George afloat and doing the fine work that we do, but it's also a way for each of us as individuals to accelerate our spiritual growth. And I fully recognize that part of the responsibility for the spiritual growth that I have seen in the past 10 years or so has been through my tithing and my use of my money as energy toward the things that support me, the things that excite me spiritually. So there's a couple ways we can do that. One is with Zelle, which is all kind of spelled out in the newsletter. You can also use a PayPal link and use the QR code that's on the screen now. That code is also in our website if you'd like to look at that. Or you can give by mail. You can send a check to P.O. Box 3132 in St. George, and we would be happy to put that to good use. So thank you all for your abundant prosperity and what you do for Centers for Spiritual Living. All right, coming up next Sunday in service, Reverend Joe will be talking about waking up to oneness. And then our good friend, practitioner Eugene Holden, will be online with us on the 15th talking about Om Shanti Om, which is a great song. And I hope he's going to sing a little bit of it for us, because Eugene is quite musically gifted. But I'm sure he'll also be passing along some excellent wisdom as well along those lines. Now we're going to do our closing affirmation. And as Marina pulls us all up, I want to remind you as a spirit coach that affirmations are most powerful when they're spoken with feeling and with conviction. So I invite you to follow along and speak along with us, and do it in a way that'll affect your heart. So here we go. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it. I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is becoming. Thank
you.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. And whoever's
Namaste.
dog is joining us today.
That's my dog. That's Frankie. Yep.
See you
Thanks
on
for-
Zoom, everybody.
Join us.
Thanks for being here.
See you on Zoom.
On Zoom.